Final story of the day I want to talk about is the trans athlete situation. So, when I first heard about all this stuff, I honestly thought it was a joke because I support the LGBT community. If you want to change genders and you believe in your heart and your soul that that's the truth, I don't know you. And at the core of my belief is nobody knows you as much as you know yourself. It's between God and yourself, and it's between you and yourself, and everybody else, they can help you out for sure. But you know the truth at the end of the day, and it's your responsibility to get to the truth with other people's help as well. So if someone wants to change genders, I'm libertarian in that sense. Do what you want to do, just don't steal my money, freedom, and attack me in the process for having perspective. That's all I ask. But I thought even the craziest feminist and the craziest trans activists and the most fringe social justice activists, I thought that they knew that trans athletes and biological men who are transitioning to women shouldn't compete in athletics. Like I thought for sure that was a line that we all knew shouldn't be crossed. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the terrible person. Not likely, but I thought that was like obvious. I thought that was obvious. Like you could support LGBT, transitioning, bathrooms, this, that, whatever, but not sports. I thought that was a line that everybody understood, but I'm wrong. Because transgender athletes are doing very well. Who would have thought biologically born men with stronger physiques and incredibly different body structures, testosterone, and things that women don't have are winning races? Who would have thought besides scientists and history and data and basic common sense? I mean, look at the fastest man in the world. Look at the fastest woman in the world. Look at the strongest man in the world. Look at the strongest woman in the world. Look at the best basketball player in the world, man. Look at the best basketball player in the woman. It's science. It's basic science. Men, on average, are stronger. They're faster. They're more physical. They're better at sports. It's not racist, sexist, xenophobic, or anti-trans to say that. It's reality. It's reality. And look at the strongest man fighter. Look at the strongest woman fighter. If you take the mid-level or low-level man, he's going to beat the crap out of the female because men are biologically built differently, and it's okay. If you're a woman, you could be a CEO. If you're a man, you could be a nurse or a actor who wears a dress with a suit dress. Whoa, you could do that. It doesn't matter. But our bodies are built differently. Men, we're more warrior built. We're stronger, more physical, and we put things in women and make babies. And women have a whole different inside process where they create babies. They can keep until a Democrat murders it 9 months in, but they can, support the life of a baby. Ralph Northam, we'll resuscitate it and then we'll put it to death. Good. Yeah, we get it, bro. They have like a womb and they can birth babies. So there's biological and historical differences for why we're built differently. Women are incredible, beautiful, spiritual creatures and strong, but they're not as good at sports. It's just true. Sorry. And it's so funny. I talked to a girl who was a feminist like a month ago. Really cool, really nice, made some valid points, but she was like 19 or 20 having a conversation about stuff. She honestly didn't think that men were better at sports. Like the brainwashing was so deep. She was like, no, it's not true that men are better at soccer than women on average. And I'm like, you're joking, right? Like there's nothing wrong with female players. The women's American team is better in terms of like our U.S. team sucks, but the women actually compete with other women of the world. They're more fun to watch, to be honest. I'd rather watch the female team than the men's because we just lose all the time and they actually win. So I'm not saying like you can't watch them, but it's like men are better at sports on average. It's a fact. It's reality. It's science. You're wrong if you don't. I'm not saying certain women aren't better than certain men, but on average, take FC Barcelona and put them up against the greatest women from every country ever. They're going to get beat like 30-0. And she didn't even believe that. She was like, no, they're just as good as men. No, they're not. It's just not true. So the brainwashing is so deep, people don't get this. NBC News, because there's trans athletes just winning races. Obviously they're winning races. Obviously they're better at water polo. Not all of them. There's some doofy men who aren't good at sports, but you let me play basketball, I'm going to do surprisingly well. I'm going to be a Division I athlete. as opposed to, struggling. So NBC News said today, trans athletes make great gains, yet resentment still flares. So NBC News is confused. They're like, trans athletes are doing really well, but there's so much resentment. I wonder why. And they said, and this is like the subtitle, as soon as they start winning, that's when the vitriol comes out about how they're really still a man. So according to NBC, trans athletes have the big victim card. They're doing well, and people only hate them because they hate them. People are only mad because they're really good at basketball. There was a story. There was a movie about this. I don't watch a lot of movies, but was it Joanna Man? Was that it? Joanna Man, where he played in the NBA or something? I don't remember. I just remember watching it. It's mildly funny, average movie. I wouldn't see it again, but I saw it. Anyway, it's okay to transition. In my personal, I know a lot of people say it's not okay. It's the greatest thing. It's the worst thing. To me, I think the media is lying, and they're trying to make everybody into the victim card, like gay trans thing, which I don't agree with. I think they should just let people be themselves instead of like, you're a cisgendered straight man, woman, white, you're terrible. It's like, that's too far for me. But to be honest, I'm not God. I'm not your judge. I'm not a doctor. Do what you got to do. Just don't annoy me. Don't infringe on my rights and my freedoms because you made a decision. It's on you. You got to live your life. And if that's the better decision for you, that's your life. I don't care. I've always been pro-LGBT in that sense, but you can't play sports together. I mean, that's insane. It's just nutty. If you're born a biological man, you can do almost anything in this world. You can make television shows. You can work here. You could do that. You could probably use any bathroom now. You probably in California and New York City have more bathrooms than I have. You have, way more opportunities. It's like you're like 0.5% of the population. That's rough. I don't know it off the top of my head. Getting like 50% of they're rolling out the red carpet for you. They're looking for ways to integrate you. It's the best time to ever be trans. You're a small percentage of the population with ridiculous amounts of opportunities. So you can do everything, but just don't play sports with biologically born women. Men's bodies are stronger. They're more physical, and you're going to hurt somebody. And of course you're going to win. If this is the thing, women are going to start losing a lot of races to transgenders. Obviously, it's just so obvious. Like, it's just so weird to me that they don't get this now. But it's on us to like stay sane, because what they want to do is drive us crazy. A lot of people, the media and a lot of these people, they're unhappy, they're not at peace, they're mentally ill. And when you're calm, like me, I try to spread calmness to the world. I try to spread wisdom. I try to spread unity. I try to spread knowledge, because I've learned a lot and I've grown a lot. And I feel like the best thing I could do to help the world is really be a better version of what they're doing, and be a better journalist, and be a better media source, and be a better entertainer, where I'm not just killing the kids with pills all the time. I'm actually spreading information that could help you. Drink water, take care of yourself, get some sunlight. Whereas they don't have that. So they spread mental illness. They're spreading their disgusting demonic, possession, whether you could say metaphorically, spiritually, or literally. If you believe that stuff, it's up to you. They're spreading it to the world. That's because that's who they are, and they haven't fixed and healed themselves. And until you fix and heal yourself, you're going to spread that. So that's what a lot of these media figures are doing. They want us to get crazy. They want us to get upset. So the best thing that you can do is maintain peace and not let this stuff bother you. But I would say, I mean, if I have a daughter and she's about to do a wrestling match or run a race with a transgender athlete, I know it's a tough situation, because it's like, if you opt out of it, now they're going to call you racist and transphobic. And if you do it, you're probably going to lose. So it's like, it's a lose-lose situation. I get it. But honestly, I would probably opt out of even being a part of it. Be like, listen, I'm not racing against a biologically born man, unless it's a co-ed league. I've played co-ed kickball and stuff, and I played co-ed soccer and basketball. That's fine. But if it's an all-women's event and there's transgender athletes, I would say the best thing you could do is opt out. I heard someone say a wrestler got their head cracked by a biological man and it was horrible. Obviously that's horrible, but why even wrestle? Maybe they didn't know or something, which is bad, but I would just be like, listen, I'm not wrestling a biologically born man transitioning to a woman. No disrespect. I'm not going to misgender you. I'm not going to hurt your feelings. Nothing against you personally. I just don't want to perform. I'm not joining a league like that. I would say that's the best thing to do. And also, please, to like leftists and progressives and liberals and the LGBT community, please, try to understand that it's okay to do whatever you want to do and be who you want to be and spread love and whatever. But like, do you really not know that? Do you really not understand that a biologically born man transitioning to a woman shouldn't compete in sports? Look at racing times. Look at statistics on racing, on basketball, on soccer, on weightlifting, on every sport in the planet. The only one that women, I mean, there's probably a few, but like gymnastics, women excel at. There's a few that are, and it's not that you can play any sport. I mean, WNBA, there's places for everyone. I have a friend who's in the WNBA, and she's awesome, and she could probably beat a lot of guys in basketball. There's no knocking it. I have friends who play pro basketball, men and women, and they're awesome. I'm just saying, don't you guys know that transgender women and men shouldn't be competing in sports? Like, do you really? I'm just curious before I leave. Do you really not know that? Like, I'm always confused. I'm like, do they know and they're lying, or do they legitimately not know that that's not a good idea? It's hard for me to tell, because sometimes I'm like, yeah, these people are just bad hombres. They're covering up something, they're lying. And then other times I'm like, maybe they don't know. But I'm like, come on. You don't know that? Look at statistics. Look at the history of competitive sports. Men are going to crush women in weightlifting. Men are going to crush women in water polo. Men are going to crush women in basketball. Men are going to crush women in racing. They're faster. They're stronger. They're statistically just better and stronger at these events, at almost every sport. And if you're biologically born a man, you have male privilege. And the weird irony of it is women's rights are actually crushing themselves. And it's sad because not all women believe in this, but you have women who are so obsessed with hating white men and strong, straight black men and Hispanic men who wear cowboy hats and love America. And it's like they're so mad at America and people here who are normal men and, like, I won't even say normal, but like, the standard straight man or whatever. They're so mad at America. They're so mad at the leaders in their community who don't just pander to everything they want to pander to. But the weird irony or the hypocrisy or the interesting paradox of it is that they're aligning themselves with Islam and Islamic leaders who, and countries where they don't treat, like, if you think America's bad, and to be honest, I don't even disrespect Islam. Much love to Islam. It's not, as long as it's not my problem here, it's not my business. Just don't let it affect me. If it affects me, then yeah, I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to cover it like I do now. But in those countries, it's not my business. And we have enough problems here. So, but the weird thing is, like, they hate American men, but they've aligned themselves with an ideology that doesn't give them half of the freedoms or the privileges. Like, go to Pakistan or Iran or Saudi Arabia, you're not going to live like you do in America. So the weird thing is, like, and this is why I say this stuff. It's because I actually do like and love women. And if you do the wrong thing, you're going to hurt yourself. So it's like they've aligned with an ideology that doesn't give them half of the privileges or freedoms or abilities that America has. And then in transgenderism, athletism, or whatever, it's like they're so for women's rights. They love women. They want women to have all these opportunities. But now they're letting biological men, people who are born a man and transitioned, beat the crap out of them in sports. It's like you're sowing your own demise. It's like you're getting the crap beaten out of you physically, literally, in sports now, spiritually, mentally. You're wrong about almost everything. It's okay to embrace what you are and call out America. I'm fine, trust me. Talk about the corporations, talk about Republicans, talk about the oil lobbyists, talk about the environment. Please, but just make sense. Just make sense. Just say something of value and actual virtue and actual solution-based, like, full circle solutions. Don't just be like, and then the next thing you know, you're partnered with Islam and you're letting men beat the crap out of you in sports. Like, it's just so goofy. And honestly, I hate to use this word, but pathetic. It's getting really pathetic. And I say this as somebody, I consider myself a real LGBT activist, because this isn't really helping anyone. It's definitely not helping women. And I thought this was just common sense, but this is why I brought up the victim card, the fake news, and the LGBT stuff today, It's because I have friends who are LGBT who agree with me completely. It's not a straight stance or anything. It's just like a common sense stance. And the more we use victim cards and fake news to hide how we feel and say, you can't say this, you can't say this, you can't say this, you're going to get an inverted, loopy world where nothing makes sense anymore, and nothing matters, and the law doesn't matter, and respect doesn't matter, and common courtesy doesn't matter, and the truth doesn't matter, and justice doesn't matter. And we're on a very fine line of all that stuff right now, and it doesn't seem to be reversing. And although I would say we've made a lot of progress, and a lot of people are scared. Like, you think it's everybody agrees with this stuff? It's not true. I'm just the only one who doesn't care and who says it. And people ask me, Anomaly, how do you do this? Like this and that, I do this, I do that. To be honest, I took a sacrifice early on. I took a sacrifice in 2008 when it wasn't cool, when there was no sign of it being cool. I said, you know what? I want to be a hip hop artist. I want to do this stuff, but I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to talk about just women and cars and clothes. And it paid off. Now it's finally paying off. And I took a leap 10 years ago. So it's like, I get it's hard to do, but I'm not going to say I don't have sympathy, because I do understand people are in industries and stuff. And I get, from like tattoo artists to actors to musicians and it's I get it. But I took a huge risk early on. And I was like, you know what? I have to tell the truth, even if I'm broke or poor or wind up in a horrible situation. I can't lie, and I feel like that was my purpose, and it's paid off. So, but I get these messages. It's like Black musicians who work with top social justice, people, where they're like, Anomaly, I agree with you 110%. I just get the money, do my thing, leave, and I don't, like, there's so many people that these people think that everyone agrees with them. Like the fringe psycho LGBT, feminazi, far left activist actress, they live in the hills, and they live in these award shows where they wear $30 million pendants, and literally they wouldn't walk 2 blocks, because if they walk a block or 2 away from that, they're going to see 20 tents, 30 tents, and they'd probably get robbed. But they do this stuff, and they think that everyone agrees with them. But I'm here to tell you, not everyone agrees with you, and that's okay. I'm not saying you're wrong or you're right, but stop acting like you're on this hill, which you're literally on, and just shouting down at everyone. I'm someone, no, you're so, no one agrees. There's people who work right with you that don't like you or agree with you, and they tell me all the time. And that's fine. I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like, not everyone agrees with you. They're scared of you. You're the oppressor that you claim that you're not. They're scared to say something. Think about that. They're not scared of the Republican white man anymore. They're not scared of the, Hitler-style person who's going to take everything away from them. They're scared of you. You're scaring them. Liberals are scaring them. Liberal mass media is scaring them. Liberal celebrities are frightening them to the point where they're not even allowed to be who they want to be. And this includes Black and gay people. I have friends who are gay in the industry and Black in the industry, and they're scared of you. You are the oppressor. You are the minority oppressor who doesn't allow women to be strong and smart and love themselves and, love this country. You are everything that you claim to be fighting. You are every bit as psychopathic and, authoritarian as what you're afraid of. You're like, oh my God, it's going to come soon. No, you're that. You're ushering in that era. It's you. So please just self-reflect a little bit, because I'm all for LGBT and Jewish and Christian and Muslim and everybody coexisting peacefully, but victim card, fake news, and insane lies and censorship leads to bad things for everybody, for all the communities that they're claiming to stand for. It's actually backfiring tremendously, and people are suffering the consequences. So thank you guys. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America, and God bless the world. I just want to say thank you guys for sharing my my Oscar video. It's going viral. I don't know. It's got like 500,000 views. And hopefully it got through to a few people, because that's all I want to do. And it is true, not just in Los Angeles, but in a lot of liberal cities now, but especially out here where they had the, Oscars. Just a block or 2 away, there's tents all over the place. There's trash everywhere. Even Hollywood Boulevard, where I believe it was hosted on, it's dirty. Like, you go to Las Vegas, it's really clean. I was amazed when I went to Las Vegas. I was like, wow, Las Vegas is extremely clean. Hollywood Boulevard is disgusting. It's extremely dirty. It's extremely trashed now, and it's not getting better. I've lived in Los Angeles for almost 7 or 8 years now. Crazy. Wow. Maybe 6 years, 5. I don't know. I'm losing track of time. But I've lived here long enough to be able to compare it from 5 or 6 years ago, and it's getting dirtier. And I understand it used to be worse, like crime-wise and stuff. I'm not saying that certain things haven't got better. It's getting dirtier. There's more tents. There's more homelessness. There's more trash. There's more security guards now in a lot of places because it's not as safe as it was. So it's not getting better. I could see that with my own eyes. And it is annoying that celebrities just come here, wear $30 million pendants, say that they're so much better than everybody, and shame on you for supporting somebody who actually knows what's going on, and then running away to the hills and just leaving us with trash and homelessness and tents. I'm not saying it's their fault, but it's like, if you're going to say something, makes sense. And that's why I did that video. So it's cool that it's going viral. And you know, it's one of many. If you guys are new to my channel, check out all my videos. I have millions and millions and millions. I think I have like, it's a playlist under video section, under the playlist section, where I have like, I don't know, 10 to 20 videos with over 1 million views. And on my other page, World Cloud, I have 20 something views with more than 1 million views. And yeah, it's a beautiful time, man. I appreciate everybody supporting, and hopefully it does something beneficial for the world, and we can turn around this trajectory. I think it's promising. God bless you guys. I'll be back.